welcome. You are listening to the Millionaires Roundtable. I am your host, Lynn Richardson. It's WVON 1690 AM, the talk of Chicago, the voice of the nation, our favorite radio station, and we are creating millionaires, one family at a time, one day at a time, $1 at a time, and one dime at a time. And that means you. And it is Freestyle Friday, so you know I have to have my girl, our legend, and the icon, MC Lyte. Welcome to the Millionaires Roundtable, MC Lyte. How are you?
Thank you. I am doing well. Thank you so much, Dr. Lynn Richardson. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Let me tell you, I feel like this is Access Hollywood, child, because you have been everywhere.
I really have. It's been a great week though, because I had taken some time and I wasn't really, just being purposeful for wherever it was that I showed up. And I definitely showed up at two really great events this past week that I had a lot of fun with.
Yeah, so tell us about, one, let's just get it out of the way. You are pretty much on a press run for your new TV show, Partners in Rhyme. So we want everybody to make sure you get all black. It'll be streaming there, and it premieres next week, November 18th. So we're very, very excited about that. And so with that, we had a chance to go to the set of The Real. It was so nice being there. You look good. Honey, you look good on the screen too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I had fun. Lonnie Love is an old friend. We used to do a radio show together. And so we know how to ping off of each other really well. But it was nice to be there on set with the ladies. And I had a lot of fun. So I don't even know when the show is airing, Lynn. You probably know that more than I do. But in any case, it was great fun. We got a chance to, talk about the journey of making a TV show and what it takes and how to come up with the concept and all of that. So it was really a fun show. Of course, Lonnie always pokes fun at me. She calls me a relic, and that's only because I've been successful in the business for so long. And I tell her that every time. She goes, "All right, Relic, how you doing today? If you mean legendary status, yes, that's what I'm good today. Thank you so much." So we always have a blast. And then, we got a chance to also do a little fun game, where they throw things at me and I got to answer back very quickly. And so it was funny. They were asking, how do I attribute, staying looking so young? I said sleeping. And how do you stay out of trouble? I was like, sleeping. Sleeping was
the answer for everything. Yeah, you and this sleeping. Let me tell y'all, MC Lyte got to set the alarm for the alarm before the alarm. I'm like, if you don't stop setting all these doggone alarms, wake up one time. That's it.
First off, not only are you bossy, but you try to boss my alarm clock. Telling me I don't need all those times. You need to just wake up when you wake up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sometimes I need that 90-minute cycle. It's like, oh, you got up, and I feel like I get a treat when I get to go back and sleep for just a little bit of time. And I need 6 hours. Lynn, you can get over on 4. Because you sharp.
3.
But me,
3.
I need all the time I can get. Oh, you said 3 hours.
Yeah, I can do 3 hours, 4.5 hours. 6 hours is just excessive.
Not for me.
It is excessive.
Some people's clocks work differently.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what you can do is really just respect the differences.
Come on now.
Because I'm sure you have many listeners that require various times, various hours of sleep. You have people that need 6. You have people that want 8. And you have people that can survive for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm just not one of those people.
Well.
You know yourself. It's better that you know yourself. Because I will be a terror out here without enough sleep.
Yeah, I guess I can agree with that. I think you are right. I think you're right. So sleep was the answer to everything. And, you have so many great things. You something really big with Will Smith this week. But tell us about that star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for Missy Elliott. First of all, I think I heard you say, someone said, if she was a man, that she would have gotten so many accolades so long ago. It's like she has had her hand in so many people's artistry for so long. I mean, she's just really, truly a genius.
She really is a musical genius. And, we call her the innovator. I think long ago, The Source named her the innovator. Me, the storyteller, Salt and Pepper, the divas. I think Queen Latifah was the star. They named all of us. And that innovator title has stuck with her throughout the years. It was an amazing time. Now, if you know Missy, she's so shy, she's so humble, she becomes her outgoing, extroverted self when she's behind the microphone or when she's behind that board, producing and arranging vocals and writing the best songs. I mean, one of my favorite songs from Whitney Houston is a song that she wrote. I can't think of the title right now, but you know what? As a matter of fact, while we're talking, I'm probably just going to go ahead and pull up Missy Elliott's catalog. But the day was, excuse me, it was just for her, and deservingly so. It was very well put together. And, so she hits the ceremony in Hollywood, and she's got Lizzo and Sierra with her, just, to name a few. And they speak on behalf of her, and then she speaks. And then when she speaks, she thanks all of the female rappers who influenced and inspired her prior to her arrival on the scene. And I thought that was such a monumental moment because, oftentimes in hip hop specifically, with men and women, they don't really give it up to the people who inspire them. And we all know that if you're committed to being an MC in hip hop, you definitely listen to someone before you.
Yeah.
Definitely. There was no way that you came in guns blazing and didn't listen to somebody. And so I thought that was really nice, kind, and smart of her to go ahead and just give it up to those who were influential. And I think, she said Salt and Pepper, and though Salt and Pepper specifically were definitely an influence in my career. So to know that we come from the same lineage in terms of where we look to for inspiration, that was amazing. So the cameras were out flashing. All of the press was out. And fans came out to represent for Missy because, her music spans the generations, cultural lines, color lines. You name it, she's been able to touch folks with her music and this illustrious career of, so many great hits, several albums, and of course, all of the work that she's done with the many artists that she's worked with and through over the years, including 702 and SWV and Whitney Houston and Faith and Mary and Kim and
Mary J. Blige. That's who you're talking about.
Yeah, I only know one Mary.
Okay.
But yes, Mary J. Blige.
I think there was a Mary with the Supremes, but keep going.
That's a long time ago.
You said Mary and then Kim. We're talking about Lil' Kim?
We're talking about Lil' Kim.
Okay,
right? Not
got
Kim, the jazz.
Okay.
Yeah. Him. Even though he's great, but I'm talking about Lil' Kim.
All right.
And then, she's worked with the guys. She's worked with Jay-Z and Luda and Busta and you name it. But there was Gina Thompson and Nicole. I got what you want.
Okay. No singing. Hello. Lord Jesus.
Oh, okay.
It is Freestyle Friday, and she has just lost her mind.
Lost my mind.
You are a rapper, MC Lyte, okay? Everybody, you know what? This is so good. I love it. We have to take a break, but we will be right back because this is the Access Hollywood version of the Millionaires Roundtable, and we're going to find out all of the good stuff, some real juicy stuff, some good stuff, things that Will Smith said this week. So exciting. Guess what? Go to asklynn.org if you need help, and don't turn that dial. We'll be right back. WVON.
Are you an exceptional real estate or financial services professional? Do you have a business or service that can improve the lives of others? You may qualify to serve the world as a member of Lynn's List. Visit www.lynnmillionaire.com. That's www.lynnmillionaire.com or call 888-LYNN-123 extension 5. That's 888-LYNN-123 extension 5 for more details.
Hey, now welcome back. You're listening to the Millionaires Roundtable. I'm Lynn Richardson. MC Lyte is here with me. Had such a great week of activity. Not to mention the fact that it is 90 degrees. It's 90 degrees here in California. I'm so confused. I'm just like, what? This is good.
As long as I can.
This is good. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because the only thing I love about the wintertime in Chicago is watching it on the news from California. That's all. Yeah. Watching it on the news. I have no desire to be in the middle of any of that at all. Love my town, love my hometown, but the cold I cannot do. So, I
wasn't finished with Missy.
Okay, all right, keep on going.
Because that was just the ceremony. So then we went to the after ceremony celebration.
Okay.
Which took place at the Edition on Sunset. And Mona Scott, who has been her manager for over, 2.5 decades, invited everyone to come and sort of support and celebrate our sister Missy. And so, of course, I walk in. It's a wonderful space. They've got two little girl DJs. They're probably about 11 and 12. One of them told me her name was Mac 10. I was like, whoa, slow down.
Mac 10?
There is a Mac 10 already, right?
Oh.
And she was like, no. I say, yeah, he's built a career on the name Mac 10, and there's a whole history behind him and his name. So you might want to consider thinking about another name. So anyway, we went on through the afternoon. So many people there. Atlantic Records there representing for Missy. That's the record label that she's with. And quite frankly, I started with Atlantic and she was at East West. And then I moved to East West and now she's at Atlantic. That's amazing that she was still, able to stay in that Warner Electra Atlantic family. So they were there. And then Lizzo was in the house. Sierra and I got a chance to talk because every time we see one another, we're kind of whizzing by. But I told her how much I thought she and her family are so beautiful, and I thought that watching her through her journey of motherhood and parenthood and marriage and everything was absolutely inspiring. Salt was in the house, and she's taken up a little residency in LA, spending some time here during the colder months of New York City, which I don't blame her at all. And Yo-Yo came through. Unfortunately, of course, our brother Snoop Dogg lost his mom, and so his services were the same day.
Oh, wow.
So Yo-Yo went and paid her respect to Snoop and his family, and then she came over to celebrate Missy, which I really thought was nice of her to be able to make both events, going from one mood to the next. But she did it. She stayed for a while and then she went on her way. So big ups to Yo-Yo and Snoop and the family. And then, Boom Cack was in the house. Hi-Hat was in the house.
Boom Cack. Every time you say that, I want to pass out.
Yeah, Boom Cack, Laurier Gibson, she is one of the premier choreographers of today, but also of the 90s. This is how you know what? You're just ridiculous, Lynn. Boom Cack. And that's probably how she gets her dancers to dance on beat. Like, boom, cat, boom. And you are hilarious. Okay, and then Hi-Hat was there. So, Boom Cat, she choreographed the very first song of Missy's I Can't Stand the Rain.
Oh, Jesus.
And then for all of the other videos, Hi-Hat had the pleasure of working with Missy. And, when everybody got up to the mic to say a little bit of something, Hi-Hat did say it was because of Missy's name that she still works today, that she still choreographs and has for decades now. Whenever you say that you've worked with Missy, that's like a stamp of the utmost approval. And when she's being hired, they look at that and they don't have to think of anything else. They're like, if she's good enough to have worked with Missy for all these years, she's good enough for us. And so she gets hired. And so everybody spoke, and then LL came, and he was the one who actually said, we all know how talented and how genius you are with your approach to music and what it is that you've been able to do with Monica and, just so many that she's worked with. He said that had you been a man, you would have received so much more. And so it was his honor to be in the house to represent for her that day and celebrate her walk and her star on the Walk of Fame.
Wow.
And then also, I'm sorry?
I said, wow. Amazing.
Yeah. And then they had a video, and on the video was all the people that couldn't come. So Janet was on the video, and June Ambrose, who has dressed Missy for Ever and a Day. And then Busta was on there because they have been management mates. You know how you say label mates on the same label?
Yeah.
They actually... they were on the same label for a while, both with Sylvia, and they were with the same management.
Sylvia Rohn.
Yeah, sorry, Sylvia Rohn. And then on the same management firm with Mona Scott and Chris Lyte, rest in peace.
Yeah.
It was awesome. We danced. Legendary Damon was there, so he had everybody voguing. I think you might have seen me vogue a little bit on online.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what you were doing. All right. I was like, now what's going on here? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. OTT shout them out. But yes, and the little girl. So back to the little girl. So by the end of the whole shebang, I walked over and I said, you know what? I want to lend my creativity to you. Let's think of a new name. And she said, I already have. And I said, really? She said, yes. My middle name is Kamiko. So I'm going to be DJ Miko.
All right.
There you go. There you go. A name of your own. Hallelujah.
Let me tell you, hip hop artists, people, all y'all with these names, baby Boom Cat has just taken me out all the way. Nobody has a regular name. Everybody's Busta Rhymes, MC Lyte, like you all just, nobody could say my name is Lynn Richardson. Lynn Richardson, I couldn't be a rapper with that name.
No, you would have to come up with something else. It could be L Rich.
Oh my God.
Or Rich L.
Do you all hear this? I would have to come up.
L Rich.
MC L Rich.
Freestyle.
Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Well, everybody, you are listening to the Millionaires Roundtable. It's Freestyle Friday, so you never know what's going to happen around here. Go to asklynn.org. I actually do have something serious there to help you with your life, your money, your business, all that good stuff. We have to take a break for news, traffic, and weather. We'll be right back. WVON.
Get better every day intentionally with Lynn's List member attorney Serena Williams. Whether you need a business coach, an estate plan, a family mediator, or an annual legal checkup, Attorney Serena Williams can help you move past your business and financial doubts and get better every day intentionally. You can find Attorney Williams on Lynn's List at www.lynnmillionaire.com. That's www.lynnmillionaire.com, or by calling 888-LYNN-123. That's 888-596-6123.
Hey, now welcome back. You're listening to the Millionaires Roundtable. I'm your host, Lynn Richardson. It's WVON 1690 AM. The talk of Chicago, the voice of the nation, our favorite radio station. We're creating millionaires, one family at a time, one day at a time, $1 at a time, and one dime at a time. And that means you. And MC Lyte is here with us, giving us the rundown. This is the Access Hollywood version of the Millionaires Roundtable. So excited. It's such a pleasure and a blessing to know you. Like my friend, my sister is at the Hollywood Walk of Fame with everybody, all the great people that we know and love. And you mentioned something like when you were on The Real and they asked you, who would you consider to be that person in hip hop that if you needed them morning, noon, or night, like kind of like a best friend, who that person would be to give you advice or whatever. And you said Will Smith. And he's been there for you. Tell us a little bit about, because he's got this new book and first of all, I never knew he got accepted to MIT. Oh my God, brilliant genius. But just tell us a few of the highlights from watching him and Ava DuVernay talk about his story and his memoir.
Oh, goodness. It was such a wonderful evening. They asked us to get there a little early, so they had a holding room for friends and family. And so there was food, and we got to say hello to one another. And, of course, earlier in the day, everyone was tested, and it was a window to get COVID tests. And if you didn't, then, you wasn't going to be able to be admitted, because they gave us our wristbands earlier in the day. Mm-hmm. And so it was a wonderful time, just, talking with everyone, excited about what was to come. And then they walked us all into the theater, and the screen that covers the stage is humongous and is colorful and is changing. So aesthetically, I had never seen anything worked up like that for a book tour. Like, this was the most unorthodox book tour stop I've ever seen in my life. And I think it was just genius the way that they put it all together. So first off, let's just say that. Then, to top that off, you immediately bring out Will Smith and Ava DuVernay. So they are setting the tone for the evening. And I believe on this book tour, he's chosen many different folks, known celebrities, to accompany him on stage. And what it is just a conversation. I think it might be labeled stories, stories by Will Smith, like an evening of stories, I think is what it's called. And so the person there is just there to prompt the question, and prompt the answer that he will give. And then he goes into these really intricate, well-told stories, which, by the way, you can ask anyone. Will is by far one of the best storytellers. Yeah. Because he can take an incident, and he could take an incident that took a second and draw that thing out, and you are on pins and needles waiting for the rest of the story. Wow. So he can really vividly paint a story with his words. But he went through everything, growing up in the household that he grew up in, and his father being, from the military, and really having a very disciplinary way of growing up. And he talked about the abuse that took place in the home. And I'm sure that many of us that are listening have actually either seen, heard, or been participatory in some sort of abuse, whether it's verbal, physical, mental, emotional. So he talked about that. And he also talked about what that meant for him in his later years, where in the beginning, emotions and feelings had nothing to do with anything. You still had to do what you had to do and get it done. And so a lot of times in his adulthood, when people would fail to do things or move slower because they were going through something emotionally, he really couldn't empathize with that. Wow. But what broke him out of it was his daughter. And they're on tour with Whip My Hair. She's 9 years old. It's a huge success.
Oh, Whip My Hair back and forth. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Whip My Hair.
Whip My Hair. I remember that.
Yeah. It was a huge song. Yeah. And so they're out all over the world touring. And I think they finished their United States tour.
And who was she? She was signed to someone.
She was signed to Rock Nation
with Jay-Z. Yeah, got it. Okay,
yeah, which is Jay-Z's whole company. And so so Will is out there. I think they're in Europe at this point. They're on the last show of that leg of the tour, but they also have about 5 more dates coming up. And Willow finishes the show and she goes, "I'm done." And he goes, "Yeah, right. So we're done with this leg, and then we're going to come out and do Australia and Belgium." And she said, "No, Daddy, I'm done." And he was like, "Oh, well, you can't be done because this is the tour, and so you have 5 more dates." And she was like, "No, I'm done I'm really done. And he looked at her and said, well, no, baby, listen. Mr. Jay-Z is expecting you to do what's necessary to finish out the tour. And she said to him, well, does it matter to you how I feel?
Wow. Wow.
From a 9-year-old.
Wow.
Not just run away sulking or, like I don't want to, I'm not taking this up with dad anymore, or I'm going to do as I'm being told. She asked him, does it matter to you how I feel?
Wow. That's huge.
And it is. And so he then said, girl, Jay-Z, we done promised Mr. Jay-Z, blah, blah, blah. So the night was over. The next day, she comes down and she shaved her head.
Oh, my goodness.
And he looked like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. What a stand for her to take.
Wow.
You don't have to say anymore at that point.
Yeah, that's it. Because we not whipping no hair, a head with no hair.
Yeah, he said, okay, so we can't whip a head. How can we do I whip my head back.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. Mm-mm. But if that was quite the story, because it really opened up his eyes. And he admitted that Trey, who was his firstborn, who turned 29 yesterday.
Happy birthday, Trey.
Yeah, got the most immature version of him as a parent.
Oh, wow.
Jaden got a better version, but Willow got the best. She got the most intelligent version of a parent.
Wow.
That he could present.
Wow. Yeah, it is unfortunate that these first children, I don't know what Sydney had, child. I don't know what I was myself. It just is what it is. And then
what's crazy is I'm the first and only.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, but I get to experience all of who my mom was and is. So
yeah.
That's a wonderful thing. We have time for another story of
Absolutely.
Okay. So he also talked about, the escalator. And he said that the escalator is forever going down. That is life. It's going down and you have to fight to get up.
Wow.
So you can just, do what's necessary and just walk. And, excuse me, you may, make a couple of sparks in life, but you're trudging. You're like in the water, just basically, what's that thing you do in the water? Wading in the water.
Treading water.
Treading water.
Yeah, Wade in the water is a song, like a Negro spiritual.
Yeah, and when you're wading in the water, you're not making much movement.
Right.
It's just you're there. Mm-hmm. However, he said on this escalator, if you want to get to the top, it's almost, you have to double time.
Yeah.
You have to do something extra. And I really understood what he was talking about, because it's easy to fall into the fray of things.
Yeah.
Which is honestly why I moved to California, because it just inspired me. You see people doing the thing you want to do, which is making movies, making TV, the movie magic. And so for all of you listening, it's great to be in the company of what it is you're trying to get to. So, looking for mentors that are doing the thing that you want to do is very important.
Wow. So inspiring. I mean, you even talked a little bit about his movie career and how he got started with that, and how he only had a certain amount of time to make the rap deal work. Tell us that really quickly, because he wanted to be a rapper and his father was like, what is that?
Yeah. His mother wanted him to go to school, all about education. His
Yeah.
father was all about hard work and commitment and loyalty and dedication. And so when it came time for him to rap, he told his mother, listen, I want to be a rapper. And she was like, what? I don't even know what that is. You can't do that.
Right.
You're going to school. And, so they gave him, first off, his mother took the due diligence and applied for every school for him.
Wow.
And he was looking at her like, okay, that's not what I'm about to do, but all right, you can go ahead. So in the end, his father stepped in and was basically like, you have a year. You have a year to make this rap thing happen. And, if it doesn't, you got to go to school. So they agreed upon it. And within a year, he released an album, and he was the first Grammy-nominated artist. He also talked about having a black and white speckled composition book. And he had all these curses in it with his rhymes, all these 4-letter words. And his grandmother saw it. And she didn't even talk to him about it. She wrote in the book, in the front of the book, that someone who is as smart and as witty and funny as he is doesn't need to use curse words to get his point across.
Come on now. Wow.
And at that point, he changed the whole mission of his content, his rhyme style and the content of his rhymes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah.
Because there are rappers who never cursed. I'm not one of them.
How about that? It's so funny.
I my act years later, but when I came on the scene,
Oh, yeah, honey. You had a mouth on you, child.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yes. And it's so funny as we've been working.
God knows my heart.
God bless your heart. But, these years we've been working together, you'll be like, I want to say this. I'm like, you're not saying that? Nope. I want to say, nope, you're not saying that either. Nope, you're not saying, Then you go in the studio, you be like, well, so-and-so said, I don't care what they said. You're not saying that. That's not your brand. That's not what we're selling.
How about you? Okay, if we out here telling things, I want to
everybody
know
know
comedy career.
I'm not going to be a comedian because I can't cuss. How funny am I going to be?
There are plenty of them. Ron G, who plays my brother on the new sitcom coming November 18th on All Black, he is a clean comic.
Okay, well, we'll have to talk about that. But right now, we got to take a break for traffic and weather. We'll be right back. WVON.
Do you need to protect your ideas? Do you want the exclusive right to use your brand across the U.S.? Attorney Michelle J. Miller can help you protect your ideas, business, and brand. Attorney Miller is a sought-out legal consultant, international business and brand protection lawyer and speaker. She is the undeniable attorney of choice for goal-getters, high-end business owners, and A-listers. Schedule your free legal consultation call today on Lynn's list at www.lynnmillionaire.com. Put your business and brand in the hands of the trademark queen, Attorney Michelle J. Miller. Call the M.J. Miller Law Firm today to take advantage of a limited time special offer, 312-985-5200. Protect your brand now because someone could steal it later.
Hey, now, welcome back. You're listening to the Millionaires Roundtable. I'm Lynn Richardson. MC Lyte is here. We're having such a great time because it's Freestyle Friday. But guess what? It's payday for a lot of people. I want you to get control of that money today. Make the decision today to get control of your finances. You have an opportunity. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care what your money situation is. You always have an opportunity to take control. And if you need some help taking control, go to asklynn.org. Don't forget to text your home buying questions to me. Home buyers, first-time home buyers, your credit score is jacked up. You don't have a credit score. You got denied. You want to know what to do. Go on and text me 818-651-8854. That's for home buying questions only. Everything else, go to asklynn.org. Lyte, wow. This is the Access Hollywood version. You've had such a great week and you have such great experiences and all respect goes to you for what you've been able to do in this career of yours. And we have so much more to go. So thank you for having me along on this journey. And what else did Will say?
He said so much and it was so funny and parts were sad and he's a crybaby. So he was up there crying, not with sound, just with tears.
Yeah.
Emotional. He talked about the story of his dad and how when they told him that he was leaving, that, he only had a certain amount of time to live. And, it was very sad. And Will was making extra trips home every week to speak with him and visit with him. And he said those were some of the most powerful moments that he spent with him. But I think he was supposed to pass in 2 months. And then like 6 months later, his father said, they told me I had 2 months to live and I told everybody and I'm still here. This is pretty embarrassing. I'm like, what? What nuts.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just so, it was so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and excuse me, he went through that story with his dad, and then, his dad passed away, of course, and he talked about how he felt like he had failed his mom, seeing her be abused and not being able to stop. And he said that he had told his mother, that he had described her in the book as being defiant. And she asked him, why did you use that term? He said, well, because whenever he would get in that mood or mode, you wouldn't cry or you wouldn't fight back, or you just would stand there. And she said, well, I wouldn't call that defiant. I was actually being strong so that you wouldn't think he was hurting me.
Wow.
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 Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was riveting. I mean, I think the whole audience at that point was, feeling away.
Wow.
So he went through that. And he talked about his siblings and, just home life. He talked about his entry into the business. And then when it came time, he did a whole thing on how he got the audition with Quincy for Fresh Prince. He was put on the spot in the middle of a party. Here, this is the audition. And he was scared and like, no, I need time to read with a coach. And Quincy was basically like, we have everybody in this room that can say yes to this from NBC. Don't blow this opportunity. He got it all together. He auditioned. And within the week, he had a TV deal. And he was going to be on NBC every week. It was like it gives me chills to think about it now.
Wow.
And then he had a meeting with his manager about what was going to be next and what he wanted. He said he wanted to be the biggest movie star. So his manager set out to study and research. What are the top 10 movies right now? Okay, what are they doing? It's action movies. Okay, so 9 out of 10 top 10 movies are action. Okay, 7 or 8 out of those are action with monsters and sci-fi. And so that's how they mapped out his career. And for 8 consecutive years, he held the box office every July 4th with millions and millions of people and dollars seeing these movies.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. He was on the train. He knew where he wanted to go, and God, opened doors for him. And when those doors opened, he bust right through them. Busted. I don't know. He got through them. Yeah, in a big way. And, I feel like that is the case with you. I certainly feel like, clearly I'm not a big movie star, but I feel like that's what I've done. I feel like because it really just doesn't make sense that I grew up on 44th and Cicero, and now I'm running multiple entertainment firms in Hollywood. Like, that doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
That, I'm globally known, and I'm on Good Morning America, and it just doesn't make sense. And what I can say to anybody who's listening is I knew what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I knew I was going to work my butt off. And I knew that no one could outwork me. And I've heard Will Smith say that. You might be more handsome, you might be more talented, but you will not outwork me. And that's pretty much all I've ever felt. Like, you won't outwork me. Now, of course, I have had a change of heart because I only work 2 days out the week. Thursday is Friday Eve, Friday is Friday, Saturday and Sunday is the weekend, and Monday I need to recover from all the rest I had over the past 4 days. So I work on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, of course, people say, well, how do you do this show? Well, this isn't work for me. You know, I do what I want to do, right?
Right.
But, you know, no, really, we still work very, very hard. I've just learned how to work in a different way. I understand what muscle I need to exercise most. And whereas before it was the physical labor of moving and doing and emailing, now it is spiritual work that I have to do. It is, I have to see, I have to make decisions. And so in order to do that, I have to sit still. So it is the Millionaires Roundtable. This is the Millionaires Roundtable. We've had such a great time. Make sure you go to asklynn.org. Thank you so much, MC Lyte. Everybody, you know, I love you. We love you. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Millionaires Roundtable. I am your host, Lynn Richardson. It's WVON 1690 AM, the talk of Chicago, the voice of the nation, our favorite radio station. I want you to follow me on social media at Lynn Richardson. Follow this show at Lynn Millionaire. Go and get help at asklynn.org because I want to help you take it to the next level. Guess what? I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.